Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, let's talk about the WBC situation at 160 pounds. Jermall Charlo is the middleweight champion for the WBC. He's had not a great reign at middleweight due to being boxed out with the PBC. PBC don't really have much big names to offer him on their side. There's other fights to be made, but PBC doesn't want to make that move for whatever reason. They just rather have Charlo fight no-name guys for $2 million payday showcases. And, look at look at his mansion, look at his material things that he's got. He's content. That's cool, Fight no-hopers for solid money instead of fighting legacy fights for 2-3 times as much. But hey, you're getting paid, right? You're undefeated. Don't really got to take any risk. But I don't understand why the WBC continues to do this for PBC fighters. Like, why are they protecting Charlo from Jaime Munguia? Like, why does Munguia have to fight an eliminator, a final eliminator, to get a shot at this guy? And they're ordering him to fight a final limber against a guy who's had 3 world title opportunities and has lost every single one of them. Yeah, he's been fucked over by politics to being the foreign fighter, being the B side, but he's been paid handsomely to do so. $2 million payday against Charlo in order to give him his name. Fought well, thought the fight was a draw, didn't get the decision as expected. But why is WBC protecting Jermall Charlo from Jaime Munguia? Munguia is the #1 rated contender at 160 for the WBC and WBO. Obviously, they don't want to enforce the fight with Andrade just yet. They rather wait to see if there's a more beatable champion for Munguia to fight. And that is either the Golovkin-Murata winner, even though Golovkin ducked Munguia earlier this year, sat out the whole year just to fight the easiest champ and not fight Andrade, not fight Munguia. Sat out the whole year to fight Murata. Be funny as hell if he loses that fight. Now Munguia, he's been steadily, getting his feet wet in the middleweight division. He's been looking very good, man. He's really steadily improving. I've been telling you guys for the longest that Jaime Munguia is the next great Mexican fighter. Now, of course, Andrade is the most difficult fight in the division. He's a southpaw, athletic black fighter with power. I mean, he has the full package. The only thing that he's lacking is finishing skills. He doesn't have great finishing ability, but he can punch, he can box, he can move. It's a very difficult fight for Munguia. Not saying he can't win, but it's not the biggest fight out there for him. It's not the most winnable fight out there for him. The most winnable fight out for him and the biggest fight is Golovkin. In second place is this guy, coming off a weak performance, getting a knot in his head by Montiel. I mean, he looked really bad in that fight. And where he was regarded as a very heavy favorite. Ended up being a very tough fight for him. Montiel really impressed me in that fight with his toughness and conditioning and power. But, WBC on some bullshit right now. Like, protecting this guy like a motherfucker. They're making him fight a freaking final eliminator. Even though he's #1 contender, undefeated, and a former champion for the WBO, he's got to fight a final eliminator to get his shot at Charlo. It's bullshit, man. Now, Munguia, this was ordered back in August, and it was expected Munguia wasn't going to go through with the request. He was going to fight Rosado in an in-house fight, get more experience against a solid, experienced fighter in Rosado. Ended up being a very good fight. Munguia showed his combination punching, his boxing ability, great jab to the body. Munguia, bro, and I'm telling you, 2-3 years time, he may end up being maybe even a year and a half. He will be the biggest threat to Canelo. To me, Munguia has more potential in possibly upsetting Canelo than compared to a Dave Benavidez. Benavidez has the strength, the power, the physicality, but he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the boxing IQ, and his style is a little tailor-made for uh, Canelo Alvarez. But it's still a great fight. It's still a dangerous fight because of his youth, his physicality. But I don't think he has the experience or the boxing IQ to really compete with Canelo in a 12-round fight. But it would be a great action fight, no doubt about it. But to me, Munguia is the better boxer, the more polished fighter, a little bit more experience. You know, he's got almost 40 fights, and this guy's going to end up being maybe even a super middleweight, light heavyweight when his career is over. But of course, they're gonna wait to see what happens in December against Murata and Triple G. And Mauricio reported back in September. Well, he wrote this down that he's gonna fight Rosado and then maybe proceed with nomination against Deryachenko. So Deryachenko is an option to go forward. If they can't get the Golovkin fight, they will fight Deryachenko because Charlo is the more beatable champion. And that's what Jaime Munguia will finally get his first title shot in the middleweight division. They're going to go after either the Murata Golovkin winner or go after Charlo, who is a lot more beatable than compared to a Demetrius Andrade. So Andrade, unfortunately for him, man, I don't know what he's got to do, bro. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I mean, Charlo's not going to fight Andrade. Golovkin ducked him. Munguia is, he is avoiding that fight because there are bigger fights in the division, but, this is the plan. But Mauricio is on some bullshit, bro. Protecting Charlo from Munguia. Right here, right in front of your face. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.